Ahoy, mateys. I think you're ready for a special tale. It's about a woman who lived a long time ago, far away. The other side of the world, in fact. But that's not what matters. What matters is that she set high goals and she worked hard and convinced others to join her. She accomplished great things.
Through the smoke I heard a voice say, I'll tell you a tale of the most successful pirate that ever raised a sail. It wasn't Cheech or Avery, wasn't Morgan or Lafitte. It was a poor widowed woman and a massive pirate fleet. She was the Rose, the bloody Rose, the bloody Rose of China. She was a pirate queen. With her massive pirate fleet, she'd go down in history as the girl that owned the China Sea. At a brothel down in Canton lived a 16-year-old worker who didn't mind the work but was looking for much more. When pirates invaded, burned that village to the ground, they all ran into the streets and watched it all burn down. Before the smoke had cleared, she had a brand new life, and a pirate captain, Ming Zhongyi, had a brand new wife. Together they united all the warring pirate clans. That was just a tiny part of her much larger plan. She was the Rose, the bloody Rose, the bloody Rose of China. She was a pirate queen. With her massive pirate fleet, she'd go down in history as the girl that owned the China Sea. And a few years later, when Zhongxi's life was through, she clawed her way onto his throne and took his power too. She gathered and recruited every pirate she could find, and it all fell into place just as she had designed. Her fleet grew so massive that it put the rest to shame. The towns all paid protection, the vessels still fair game. She had 1,800 ships under her command, and with it 80,000 pirates to carry out her plan. She was the Rose, the bloody Rose, the bloody Rose of China. She was a pirate queen. With her massive pirate fleet, she'd go down in history as the girl that owned the China Sea. Her red flag fleet, it grew so large it could not be ignored, and no one would betray her, no matter the reward. The Portuguese sent their navy, the British sent their fleet, and each of them were sent back home, humbled by defeat. Qing Dynasty sent assassins and envoys to her docks. The one thing they had in common, they came home in a box. The government did realize this was one they couldn't win, so they came up with a clever plan to reel this steward in. She was the Rose, the bloody Rose, the bloody Rose of China. She was a pirate queen. With her massive pirate fleet, she'd go down in history as the girl that owned the China Sea. They offered her full pardon if she agreed to leave the sea. She would keep her plunder and her men would all go free. With amnesty granted, our great pirate walked away, and a wealthy, clever businesswoman walked on shore that day. And that's the tale of Shin Shin, and it's all true, I swear. There's a gambling house in Canton, and I'll bet that she's still there. And with that he faded into a dizzy, smoky haze. Well, legends of that pirate queen will never fade away.
Thanks for joining me again. Those were some impressive numbers, weren't they? I'm sure you can feel some impressive dreams yourself. Write down your long-term goals. Set some time aside every day or occasionally to make them come true, and use a calendar and a checklist to help you achieve more in the moment. Bye. Thanks again for joining me, and fare thee well.